Good afternoon. Welcome to the Wednesday night live stream here on the Stony Ridge Farm. Guys, awesome day here on the farm. Look at my eyes. They are tired eyes. It has been a busy day doing the most boring stuff on the planet. Paperwork. It's been a paperwork day. So when you've got a business, you got to do your paperwork. You got to do your taxes. So today, in the last few days, I have been hammering down on getting my corporate taxes done, which is not fun. Corporate and personal. I always am late getting my taxes done every year because there's just so much paperwork to do as it pertains to the farm and as it pertains to YouTube and home and everything. So I've been wore out. We're hopping in the TYM T574 tractor first today because I have to take a pallet up to the shop. There are two pallets that just arrived. One pallet here is a new freeze dryer, and this pallet right here is something really cool. This is called, well, let me just take you out here and show you. This is called a Razor Grazer. This is an all-in-one product called the Razor Grazer. We're going to be trying it out here on the farm. It's from Range Ward. It's a little trailer that pulls behind your four-wheeler or your side-by-side, and it's a totally self-contained. Looks like it rubbed on the pallet. I'm going to have to get them to send me some new stickers. It's a totally self-contained. It has a solar panel in it, a fence charger in it, everything you need to run your poly electric fence. So really cool. Even the step-in post right there. So you'll see that in a future video. We'll do a total review on that. Huge shout out to the folks at Range Ward. Awesome. They're not paying me to show you this. I'm just showing you. This is an awesome freeze dryer, and you'll see that come out of the box and get put to work here very soon. It's a little late. It's a little late in the year to get the freeze dryer, but there's a few things that I want to try, and my dad really wanted a freeze dryer, so we're going to hook him up. So that's what that's about. So we got to go hide this in the shop so dad doesn't see it, right? So welcome everybody. It's going to be a little loud for just a second. Oh, that little TYM. She just purrs like a kitten, man. We're going to go ahead and we're going to raise this guy up. Try not to drop it. There we go. This is what we're doing. We're just loading this up. The TYM 574 air conditioning on. This is a 55 horsepower tractor. Cab tractor. Taking advantage of that cab. It's not that hot today. We've got potential for a lot of rain here in North Carolina from this hurricane that's coming. So, yeah. Unless your dad's watching. Dad doesn't watch. Dad's not a very tech-savvy dude. He just got a new iPhone, and he thinks it's going to be different than his old iPhone. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, dude, same phone. It's the samesies, dude. It's okay. You don't need to worry. So, hang on, guys. We are going to drop this pallet off real quick. I'm afraid it's going to rain, and that's why I'm taking it up here. And then we're going to go over, we're going to get the cows moved. I did have a calf that got hurt. If you guys don't follow Cows and Coffee live stream channel, if you're on the main channel right now, click it and go over there. Click that and go over there. If you want more live stream content, we were out here either Saturday or Sunday, and we had a calf and a cow get out. Susie the cow got out, and her calf was stuck in the other pasture. I don't know why they were hanging out in the wrong pasture, but they were. When I moved the cow, Susie didn't come through, and she didn't bring her calf, which is a bummer. So I had to round up Susie, get her back in. That was a fun live stream. I had to round her up, get her back in, and then I had to round up the calf. It is boomy in here. Do you guys hear that? It's really boomy. Let's get some likes in here, says John. Thanks, guys. Welcome, everybody. Chris, Brian, Locust Valley Farms. Just subscribe to Cows and Coffee. Yeah, we've been at a standstill on the Cows and Coffee channel. Nobody's watching the live streams. Folks over on Facebook know what's up. Facebook gets live streams all the time. The main YouTube channel, I don't do a lot of live streams on it, just simply because for some reason, it messes up how the algorithm works for me. I don't know if it does that for you guys or not. I'm set this down. I'm up here at the Mega Shop. Evidently, I was dragging some stuff here. Here we go. We're actually going to leave this tractor up here. No use in having all that clutter down at the house when I've got an equipment yard up here. Idle down, air conditioning off up top, and we'll shut this critter off. This is, again, ooh, don't you roll away. I'm gonna have to tighten my brake cable up. Hey, buddy. I have to tighten my brake cable up. Yeah, the porch did turn out awesome. Roofers come tomorrow. Video was delayed and won't be out until next week, which is kind of a bummer, but is what it is. So I'm going to open up the garage door here in the Mega Shop. We're going to bring the pallet jack out here. I did buy a pallet jack. I was on the fence about buying one, but I did finally bite the bullet and bought myself a pallet jack. Let's just set the tripod up right here so you guys can see what's going on. Now I'm going in the garage and get the pallet jack. The porch does look awesome. We are ready for roofing material, and the roofers will be in tomorrow. That's the plan. Long as the rain holds off. It's interesting how they did that. I don't know. Head scratching. I'm not a roofer, so I don't know exactly how everything needs to be done perfect. But I am a perfectionist. As per last week, I'm a narcissist too, evidently. Oh, goodness. All right. Where is the pallet jack? There it is. Of course, it's at the other door. Let's raise this door up. Oh, we need to let the shop air out anyway. All right. So I'm going to talk to you guys while I work. So I was told last week that I was called every name in the book. When I had Miss Stony Ridge on the channel, I got fussed at a lot by a lot of people. I just basically got ripped into by everyone who feels sorry for Miss Stony Ridge because her husband cares about things. I don't know. I got really ripped into. It wasn't very polite. It wasn't very nice. It was not what I expected to get out of the live stream, showing you that we're back together and we're back working on each other and we're back trying our very best, because again, the standard of man and woman for us, for me, is her. And the standard for her husband is me to her. And boy, I got ripped into it. It's lovely that people would like to play the blame game. So what are you feeding them? Gold? Oh no. As long as you have a clean driveway floor, the pallet jack will be your friend. Yeah, no doubt. So anyhow, I got fussed at. I'll talk and work here so we can get over and feed them cows or get them cows moved. They're eating grass is what they're eating. All right, this came in from Pilot Freight Services, and the drivers were in a wide open tizzy, total tizzy. They came in running around like, ah! And they didn't call ahead to schedule delivery. They just called me about an hour ahead, which was fine. I was here on the farm, but it worked out good. It all worked out, which is great. So I'll push this guy in to the shop, and that is what we'd refer to as a future video on the Stony Ridge. These doors down. Pull these two doors down, then we'll talk a little bit more about how I got ripped into and ripped apart last week by everybody. Okay. I don't want to say everybody. It wasn't everybody that ripped into me. It was just a lot of, man, there were a lot of women on the channel watching. And this wasn't on Facebook. This was only on YouTube. On Facebook, everybody, maybe 2 comments out of 285 comments were negative. But on YouTube, on the main YouTube channel, there were piles of people, both men and women, ripping into me and telling me I was a narcissistic, blah, 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 abusive, blah, 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 blah. And it's not the case, man. It's not the case. We're trying to work on our relationship and we're trying to work together. And I'm going to tell you what we talked about last week. I'm going to walk with the camera and the tripod while I get down to the four-wheeler. What we talked about last week was I had Miss Stony Ridge helping me, and she was helping me to clean some tomato seeds so that we could plant them next year. The problem is if you don't clean the tomato seed appropriately for next year, when you put it in the seed pod to plant it, it will mold and it won't grow. So you really have to kind of vigorously scrub the seeds and you have to dry them. That video is coming out pretty soon and you guys will like that. I think it's next weekend. So when Miss Stony Ridge cleaned them, I cleaned the first 3 batches and then I had to hand it off because I had a contractor here I had to go meet. So I handed off the tomato and I showed her exactly what to do. And we're talking about tomato seeds here. We're talking about literally $1.15 worth of tomato seeds, but it's important. It's important to know how to save seeds. It's not the seed, it's the education and the dedication to it. So when I came back in, the seeds weren't as clean as they should be. And if they're not as clean as they should be, then they'll mold and mildew and cause them to rot in the seed pods and they won't grow, they won't germinate. So I discussed it with her and I showed it to her and we worked through it and we did it together right. And that was it. And she learned from it. And I got called every name in the book. It's just tomato seeds, blah, blah, blah. You know, I got fussed at for it. Let me tell you something. This behind me don't happen from not doing it right, from not trying to pay attention and do everything to the best of our abilities every single time. And after we got done, I'm not her daddy. I'm not at all her daddy, but we're partners and we're teammates. And when every teammate does everything to the best of their ability, you can never, ever complain about it. But you can work together to solve problems better and to work together and solve problems better in our lives, working together and solving problems better on the farm. This place doesn't build itself. It takes a lot of work and a lot of forethought, and you got to think 4 and 5 steps ahead. So anyhow, to those, I didn't block people. I blocked one guy. And I simply, this guy has emailed me and attacked me, verbally attacked me on paper over and over and over and over and over and over. So I just finally blocked him. But I think people just didn't understand. So yeah, fold a fitted sheet wrong. Josh, I did that once. Let me tell you what, man. There's a reason why we have uniformity on a farm. This is a lot of the stuff that we do here is a repetitive process, and it has to be done correctly in order for the next step and the next step and the next step. So if you go out and you grow grass to mow hay, it has to be done right. Not for this season, for next season, for the season after, for subsequent seasons. So quit crying, you make millions. Michael Perry. Does this look like the house of a millionaire? Does it? I'd like to be the millionaire on the trailer in the trailer on the side of the hill, but dude, you have a odd concept of what a person makes on YouTube. You guys are watching Mr. Beast. That's a millionaire. Okay, that's a guy making a lot of money. You guys are watching the channels that are getting 5 million views per video. That's a lot. Those people are making a lot. But I'm building a farm, don't you see? So, yeah, I'm building a farm. That's it. So Michael Perry over on Facebook. There you go. I'll pin your comment for you. Where do you get that idea, Michael? I just want to know where you get the idea. Because I'm farming. Millionaires don't. A guy making millions doesn't have old crappy tractors laying around. I want a beautiful home and a beautiful place, and I want a wonderful life, and I dreamed of starting a farm, and that's why I'm here, man. So that's it. Ignore the idiot, says Eric. I agree, man. I agree. But at some point, the hatred, the anger, the fussy, the people that are picking you apart, your psyche can't help but take offense to it at some point, and it bothers you. So it bothers me when somebody would think that I am mistreating my wife. Let me tell you, we have mistreated one another, and that's why we have separated. And there are things that nobody will know about, things that I've done, things that she's done, things that we are definitely ashamed of. I know she's ashamed, and I know I'm ashamed. I can't speak for her, but I can speak for me. I know I'm ashamed of some of the things that I've done. So, yeah, it's just life. We're driving over to the other side of the farm real quick. We're going to open some gates and go in here where the cows are. Last night, the cows got out of their paddock. I tried some new wire, and it did not work. And I'm hoping, I'm going to try it again tonight. I put them in right at dark last night, and I'm hoping that it'll be better. This is what the pastures look like. A year and a half ago, this was bare dirt, okay? We got a little bit of weeds growing out here, and it's all good, man. They're just going to keep on growing. Your comments have frozen up a little bit here, so I may have to refresh my browser so I can see your most current comments, because they have frozen up. Let's see what happens here. We're going to give it a minute and see if they catch back up. So the chickens are over here. The Eggmobile's over here, right there. We're on the Honda Foreman, cruising across the farm. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Should start laying pretty soon. That's going to be some good eggs. Them chickens are eating grass and bugs, baby. That's it. I think I'm going to have to refresh my browser here, guys. So hang on. Let me refresh this real quick because I'm not getting any of your comments. And that's the whole reason for doing a live stream. In my world, anyway. Let's see if I can refresh my browser. Maybe that did it. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. Let's see if that did it. I don't think it did. I'm going to refresh. You'll lose me for a second. Now we got it. No foxes. Philip, you mean $15 million. How's the super soil working? Look at that. Between the cow manure and the super soil, I think it's doing absolutely fantastic. So you mean Farmall Fanatic, what he really meant to say was I spend $1 million a year. If Miss Stony Ridge isn't complaining, it's nobody else's opinions. Yep. Absolutely. All right, we're back. There we go. Your personal life is none of our business. Well, it is, because I'm involving you guys in that. Our lives are part of your business too, because I'm sharing it with you. So here are the cows. They're way out in that pasture. We're going to go through this gate right here. They all hear me coming. They know it's time to move. And hopefully they don't play little escape artists like they did last night. Like I said, I'll show you the poly wire that didn't work. And I kind of knew that it was not as good of a wire, but I went on and used it anyway just to see what it would do. And I figured it out. We used to keep our goats with the wire. And I think, to be honest with you, I think it's from Gallagher. I'll let you know. So anyhow, folks have been asking about farm fresh beef. I'm working through the shipping process. As soon as I get done doing all my taxes, I'm going to start shipping test boxes out to friends. I have friends in Colorado. I have friends in California. And that's what I'm really worried about, is shipping out west, shipping across the Rockies. So I am working through that. I'm going to send a box to our friends at Our Wyoming Life. I'm going to send a box to my buddy in Colorado. I'm going to send them out to California, the San Francisco Bay Area. I have some friends out there. So should be fun. Everybody poop! That was a bug. That was a bug. Holy cow. Hang on. I turned the mic off. I do have friends in Arizona. Can you hear me now? A bug went right in my mouth. Did you guys see that? Indiana shouldn't be a problem. Wow, that bug was, it targeted my lungs. I hope I don't get bug pneumonia. Okay. So, here are all the girls. Hey, girls. You guys are making a mud hole, man. You don't need to make a mud hole. There's nothing at the water tank other than the water. They're out on 3 acres of land, and they are all hanging out here trying to make a mud hole for me. Don't forget your friends in Boston. I don't think the East Coast shipping is going to be a big deal at all. I'm also waiting until the weather cools off just a little bit more. I don't want to be shipping this beef to you guys right in the middle of the hot summer. It just doesn't make much sense to me to ship it to you in the middle of the hot summer. So I just put a new fence charger on the cows, and it is hot, buddy. It is roasting hot. So in other words, it will shock the snot out of the cows and me. So I have to be a little careful here today. The battery had worn out in my previous fence charger. So I'm going to turn the electric fence. I'm not going to turn it off. I'm just going to unhook. I just stepped in poop in my Crocs. I'm croc farming today. 103 in Tucson, yeah. So that's why I don't want to send it out west. It's going to be 2-day air, and I don't want to send it out west when I know it's going to be roasting hot. So that's part of the reason why I'm waiting a little bit. Braden Lowe's in the house. Good to have you, buddy. So, can I request some Krusty Cow? We don't have any Krusty Cow, but we do have some black cows. Come on, girls. All right. Time to come through. Woo! So we got a little alleyway. They're going to go right through here. Hopefully they don't stay right in this area the whole time. And the gate's open. They just they just haven't figured it out yet. So you guys help me count cows as they come through here. See if you can count them. It's hard to count them. Dry ice in large quantities. That's the problem. Anything in large quantities shipping is extremely expensive. So even the shipping containers themselves are upwards of $25 each. So that's what I'm trying to do, is make it more affordable. The Red Queen's laughing about that bug I inhaled. There's still a limit to how much. So, okay. So there's a link on YouTube, Facebook, and both Facebook channels, both YouTube channels and Facebook, to the Patreon site. If you want to buy beef, you have to go through the co-op to buy beef. You have to be a co-op member to buy beef. That's just it. I don't have enough to go around, and I can't sell just to everybody, so you have to be a member, and it's as cheap as $5 a month. You can contribute as much as you want to. This is all grass-fed, no grain, no medications, just real food, okay? So this is real, something real. This is not the grass-fed that you're buying in the grocery store. This is these cows. This is this farm. You've seen the farm get built. So I got a little manure in my shoe, in my crock. That's good. Come on, kids. You counting? Who's counting cows? I'm going to walk out here with them. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Yesterday I was out here, and there were 1,000 dragonflies. They were flying all over the tops of the cows, catching the flies. Now you're going to see a calf come through. It's going to be the last animal that comes through, unless Tammy's last. Tammy's not going to be last. I see her. and it's got a little bit of a limp. So this calf, you'll see it in just a minute. Come on, girls. It's got a little bit of a limp. It's better. It's got a cut on the back of its left ankle, and it's doing better. So come on. It's cow number 311, calf number 311. It's Susie's calf. And it was very hesitant to come through last time. Come on, number 38. You got it. Come on. Sometimes I got to back up a little bit. See, these calves will do that. Let me show you what they're doing. They're being a pain in the butt is what they're doing. You see them back over here? So let me go do a little roundup. Push them through the gate. You guys have to be smarter than that. Every day, twice a day, we do this. Ever since you were born. You have to be better and smarter than that. Stop running down the hill. I'm going to try it. There. You know where to go. Both of you know where to go. You've got to be better than that. You can't treat your daddy like dirt. So you see the little limp? 311's the first one it went through. Way better. Even better than this morning. It just took off running. Now I get to step through the manure. These are the new mud crocs. I don't know if you guys have seen them. Oh, there we go. 48 so far, including the bully. Somebody says 50. Good counting. I lost count. It should be 49 cows. Your feet will grow nice in the poop. Yeah, I know it. Let's walk down there with them and check them out real quick. You guys want to do a little cow walking? I need boots. I know I need boots, but you know what? It's okay to come out here. This literally takes me about 15 minutes per move every single day, so it's not bad. And I can walk out. There's only mud in one little spot. Hey, Susie. No, I will go back and wash all the chiggers off my legs when I get done here. Guys, the cows lost a little bit of weight when they were over in the other pasture. The grass quality wasn't quite as good. As you can see, we are ripping it up. So Louise, yes, the calf is great. It just ran through the field here, just ran right in. So I think Karate Cow's in the freezer. Yes, Karate Cow has been in the freezer for quite some time. What's on that hat? Carolina Barn Builders. Those guys just left. Great people. Carolina Barn Builders. Pastures look awesome. Thank you, Glenda. Glenda, the good witch. If you're ever on Facebook and you're leaving stars, thank you. I'll recognize you after the fact. I'll come back in and thank you personally. I appreciate that. Use muck boots for hunting. Here's a fly on the lens. Yeah, I could have used a little muck boot, but it's okay. Yeah, it's all good. Let's ride the four-wheeler down here. I can't walk through that tall grass. Do the cows have problems with chiggers? No. No. And I'm walking in the grass right now, and I'm not having a problem with them. So I think it's just when it's hot and dry here, that's when we start getting it. And as you can tell, it's pretty wet right now. We had a lot of rain the last few days. So I'm going to drop that wire, and we'll drive through, and we'll go check out the cows, make sure they're cool. I know they're cool, but make sure they're healthy. Do a little health check, a little wellness check. This is, again, a Honda Foreman 500. And I don't get all cowboyed out and all suited up to go out here and do 15 minutes worth of work, twice a day. I come out here in the morning with a cup of coffee. That's where the cows and coffee thing came in. I come out with a cup of coffee and just enjoy my morning. I haven't gotten more chickens yet. I have to wait until October to get my new chicks. It'll be a little muddy right here. I do not like driving through a muddy spot, but I'm going to. Probably going to move that out a little bit so I don't create a mud lane for the cows. How's the irrigation system holding up? No irrigation, just the watering system. I think that's what you mean. So far, so good. Everything's been great. The cows are all watered. We're nearly a mile from the solar well, and they're all watered via solar. Hey, little guy. We're going to go check on the calf that had the limp, too. This is 316. 16th calf. We had 19 calves born this year. This is 319. So the 19th calf born in 2023. That's how I label my girls and boys. 306, about the same size as 319. 309. Look at this young bull here. He's a big boy already. He's a big boy. That's next year's beef, guys. So the calf with the limp is number 311. Right over there, I do believe. Yep. You learn the faces of these animals. You just learn them. You can see she's got a little bit of a limp. We'll just go ahead and ride over. That's Susie's daughter. But this is much better than it was just a day ago. Just a little limp. If you scratched your ankle the way she did, you'd have a limp too. Donnie the bull's looking big. What do they get per pound? I did a full video on exactly what it costs to process a cow. Around here, I think it's $1.10 per hanging weight, but the bull will be in with the cows from now on, really. So the cows need to learn this new wire. Here's the new wire that I have. So you can see the old wire's tied on, and it's white. That bug is finally coming back up, guys. If you missed it earlier, I inhaled a bug, and it's stuck in my throat. So I have an acute bug and lungitis. So you see white line going that way, and it's yellowish green. It matches the darn grass. What we really need is a couple cows to get the snot knocked out of them from that wire. It's not very prominent. You really can't see it too well. Almost need to tie some ribbon on it or something so that they'll see it. You guys can probably barely see it. It's right there. I don't know why you'd make a poly wire the same color as the grass, but that's what happened, and that's why they got into the wire last night. 481 of you guys in here, and only 73 people have hit the like button. Guys, if you like this kind of thing, please hit that like button. That's what helps bring this rural content to the world. Let's see if we can hear our cows munching here. That's Cindy right there. Let's see what Nate asked. Nate asked a question about comments are rolling through pretty fast. Hit that like button. We're up to 110 now. That's awesome. Nate says, do they make you take them to a slaughterhouse or do you do it yourself? They don't make me. Nobody makes me do anything, brother. In order to sell beef to the public, you have to have a USDA inspected facility process the beef. Larry's in Wentworth. Good to have you, buddy. Neighbor. Yep, they're all looking good, man. Some of the girls, so all the big cows that you see here, they are all, and that's a steer right there. That's a next spring's beef. So all the cows that you see here have babies on them. The babies are drinking milk, and they pull mom down a little bit. In other words, they pull mom's nutrition level down just a hair. So you'll notice they're a little thin in the back end. Some of them are. And that's what we're working towards is building the genetics on the farm where none of them are thin and all of them are fat. John Clay, proud member of the co-op, looking forward to real beef. Exactly. John, we were just talking about that. We're going to start shipping out beef from the farm here in very limited supply. If folks want to join the co-op, they can go on to the link down below in the video descriptions, patreon.com/Stony Ridge Farmer. If one of my moderators is in here, you're welcome to post that. Patreon.com/Stony Ridge Farmer. And you'll be notified when we have beef availability. I'm just working through all the shipping process and everything we have to do, everything that's entailed in getting that. Mark Berry, the foxes have not moved on, but they're not bothering the chickens anymore. Yesterday, I saw a fox out here, and he was right out beside a groundhog hole. Here's the reason I haven't killed the foxes. It's because we have groundhogs on the farm. We got groundhogs, we got rabbits, we got animals that dig holes in pastures. And I want those animals to go bye-bye, okay? That bug's still in my throat. So the foxes serve a purpose here on the farm. We got to learn to live with them, not work against them. If I destroyed a bunch of foxes and coyotes out here, more are just going to come in their place. They're very territorial animals. So if we can have a family of foxes here on the farm that are easy to work with and don't eat our chickens every time we get them, we just have to figure out how to fence out the foxes, not kill the foxes, because they serve a purpose here. Every animal serves a purpose. They say for every species you can add to your farm or to your property, and there's that fly, that supports 8 other species. Now, when it comes to muskrats, that's a different story. This is Mona. Hey, girl. Mona's looking fat. That's a good thing in a cow. I remember there was a genetic reason for the bull. What was it? Thanks. So the bull that we have is a South Pole breed, purebred South Pole bull. And the genetics in the South Pole bull is supposedly better grass genetics. In other words, you don't have to worm them. You don't have to give them medications. They thrive and they stay fat. So when these cows are losing weight, these cattle are losing weight, he's still fat as a pig. So he looks like just basically a big old fat pig walking around, which is great. How about the otters? There was only one otter and I got him. Got him in a trap. So we live about 5 miles as a crow flies to the Mayo River. And probably 5 miles as a crow flies to the Dan River, maybe 6. And the otter must have come up the river, and then it decimated the fish population in my catfish pond. But they're back. They're doing better. We're going to start this up and move on a little bit. I was not an RN in the Air Force, but I was in the Air Force. I was an electrician. I worked in civil engineering as an electrician. This calf is too big to be nursing. Look at you. You're busted. You know why that calf is that big? Because that calf is still nursing. And number 15, I think this cow is. She's always been a really big girl, but you can see she's got a little mud on her backside right there. She's been drawn down a little bit by that calf that's still nursing. Man, that's okay. We'll let that calf nurse as long as it needs to. Hey, Josh, watching you from my hallway because we're under a tornado warning, says Bruce. I'm sorry about that, buddy. I'm sorry about that. Where's the injured calf? We just rode by it a couple times. I'm not going to ride by it too awful much because I don't want to overstimulate it. I want it to walk at its own speed. And the more I ride by it, the more it's going to be agitated and limp off. And I want it to take it easy. So, but it's doing better. First day it limped pretty hard. Second day it really limped. And this was, I think, Saturday when we got our limp. Saturday or Sunday when we started getting our limp when she cut herself. And we're into Wednesday now, and it's already showing improvement. So I'm not really worried about it. It's all good, Big Wave, Florida. You guys are catching it, aren't you? Catching some wind down there. Are you moving the cows again before the storm? we don't have a storm predicted here. In fact, yeah, we don't have any storm. We have hot weather coming. But I've already moved them for the day. Twice for today. So I'll be back first thing in the morning before breakfast time. They're looking good though, man. This is awesome. I can't say enough about the pasture health. Look at the health of this pasture. Look how green it is. So there's fescue mixed in there. It's multi-species pasture. So we've got a little Sericea lespedeza, but the cows are eating that. There's also some Johnson grass and then some fescue and some clover and some plantain. All sorts of stuff out here for these girls to munch on. Are you having the same symptoms Hank Hill as Hank Hill? And sitting on the back and sitting on your back instead of your butt. I don't know, man. You're in a different conversation than I am. I've had back pain for quite some time. I'm sitting on a piano bench in my office right now, which seems to help also. Being a tall guy, I mean, it just predisposes you to pain. You think about it, I got to bend over for everything. Look at you, 318. Look at this calf just chugging mama's milk. Aren't you too old for that? When are you going to grow out of this? Huh? Let's just watch little 318 here. I wish I could zoom in while we're live on all these channels, but I can't. Oh, mom moved. Eat grass, dude. That's a little bull. He's just going to keep eating milk as long as mama will let him. We'll cruise by 311 one more time. 311 was the one that had the injured leg. It's the right rear leg. It's got a right rear tire down. Hey, babies. What are you guys doing? What cows will do is they'll go get the sweetest and tenderest and best grass first. Then they'll come back and graze the rest. They're only going to be on this section. We're on about a 2.5 acre paddock right now, and they'll be here overnight. That's Butthead. 315. Hey, little frisky 315. Nobody's going to hurt you. $310. Hey, pretty little guy. I just ran this wire yesterday. They tore down the first one. Hopefully they don't tear down the second one. 305. Yeehaw! Go for a run, little buddy. It's a good looking little bull right there. Hey, little buddy. I'm going to say calf that's injured is this little guy right here. Maybe not. 307. Nope. Hey, moo cows. So the goal here, guys, is to put these cows on this land for just long enough for them to knock the tops out of the grass and then move on. That's Susie. Susie's been a knucklehead lately. Susie's on the cull list, actually. Susie's been not been a very good cow lately. She was a good pet. She'd let me rub her head, but here lately she's just been kind of a pain. All right, we're gonna wait on this one to drink. TJT, are your cab tractors air conditioned? I would say every cab tractor is probably air conditioned. Got tropical storm warnings on the coast. Yep, possibly 8 inches of rain. Yeah. Okay, let's see what this cow does here. Come on. Come on. I need that cow to come through so I can drive and not irritate it. But it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, so here we go. I'm coming in behind you, little lady. That's cold water, huh? Uh-oh. This is not what we want. We want her to go that way. See what happens when you rush things on the farm? Yeah. Come on, girl. She knows that she was over there earlier today and the grass isn't all that good. Come on. Come on. Daddy's never hurt you. You're going to be fine. Right. Good girl. All right, let's get back through the mud hole here. Got a little bit of gate work to do real quick. That's all the hay for this pasture for the winter time there. We'll shut this loud thing off and turn the camera back around and show you guys what we're going to do. Aside from getting that bug out of my throat, you can see the clouds are a little different here in North Carolina right now. I don't know if that's tropical storm stuff or what, but it looks like it could rain at any moment, which I am not complaining, man. It was super dry for a long time. I was getting, I'm going to fall down. I was getting really worried about our forage. But now I'm in better shape. Oh, I just got shocked. Okay, let's see if we can be smarter than the electric fence. One-handed is a little tough. There we go. Really? I tossed the electric fence over. I'm going to get shocked again. There we go. I don't like walking through the mud. I will wear mud boots tomorrow. I didn't anticipate having a mud and muck issue today. So now you can see this is a spring gate, and that closed off the paddock that they were just in. I don't need to energize that wire. I don't need to energize that one, that one, that one, and I really don't need to energize that one. So we just have basically 2 or 3 wires energized right now, and the cows are in this paddock. They'll be here overnight tonight. Then they'll be moved in the morning to that paddock, and they'll have some shade there. Then in the evening, I'll move them back over here to this paddock, and then the next morning, they're going to go back down in the valley. And it's supposed to be, that will be, how many days is that? I think that puts us into Saturday morning. So now, question and answer time. Grass does look good. Thank you. Any questions about farming? Any questions about what we got going on? Any advice on pin placement on my ranch? It's about 80, but I have no clue where to put it. You must be talking about a catch pen or a place where you can work your cattle. What I did in my decision-making process was through the advice of many, many professional people that had lots of experience. I talked to Temple Grandin, which is hands down one of the most knowledgeable cattle handling people on planet Earth. I talked to Greg Judy. I went to Joel Salatin's place. I talked to the folks at Tartar Farm and Ranch. And what we did, we wanted to make sure our cattle handling facility was also doubled as a catch pen and a loading chute. So we want to be able to back your truck to the front of your catch pen and your gate and load your animals. So make it in a spot near a gate so you can open the gate, back your truck in right up to the loading dock, back your truck and trailer in right up to them, and basically make a loading dock. So that's it. Make sure you have gravel in that area. Make sure you can get in there in the wet and get in there in the dry. This is something that I learned from my stepdad who keeps cows. And actually got out of the cow business, but make sure you can get in there in the wet and in the dry. So when it's wet like it is right now, I can't drive a pickup truck out here with pulling a cattle trailer to catch my cows out in the pasture. It will make ruts. Ruts will last for years. It takes years to repair ruts. That's why we don't drive a tractor out here in the wintertime when the ground's real soft. So that being said, make sure your catch pen is near where your where you can get to it with a pickup truck or a trailer without tromping through the mud. Did you know Coyote makes skid loaders? Yep, I did. Far Valley Aussie says, do you have any calves from the South Pole Bull? No, the South Pole Bull didn't come here till this year. So next year's calving crop should be 95%. South Pole. I got to fix this fence. I hear it ticking, and if I don't fix it, it's going to drive me crazy. Why? Oh, I see. I'm going to get shot. Oh, there we go. That wire has to be up because it's connected down there to the other wire. So the gist of the electric fence system here is everything is interconnected. And I could hear that wire popping on the ground. When your electric fence wire is going pop, 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 you're burning through your battery on your solar charger and you can ruin it. Ruts need a front end loader and a dump truck full of soil to fix. Don't make ruts and you won't have to fix them. That's it. Braden, I'm not going to buy a Coyote skid loader. I got a skid loader. Man, money just bleeds out of me building this place, guys, and it's slowed down just a little bit, but yeah. Granny loves whenever you ranch in short pants. Thank you. Does the tall grass interfere with the performance of the wire? The grass is not tall enough to really touch the wire, and here's an example, and I don't know if you guys can see this. 21's coming up. She's going to get in the way. Totally got in the way. Let her drink, and then I'll show you. This is a good way to get your watch time up on your YouTube channel. Just let a cow block what you want to show. You can see it. So straight down through here, I moved the fence over. The grass was getting a little tall under the fence, and all I did was take the fence up, and I moved it over. I just pulled the post out and moved the fence over. Is that Butthead? Hey, Butthead. Hey, Butthead. What are you doing, girl? Oh, that's Butthead. I'm standing in my Crocs in a pile of poopy this big. Can you please make a video of at every booth at the Equip Expo this year? I'm not sure that that's possible, dude. We're talking 5,000 booths. So no, there's a bunch of stuff there I'm not interested in, and it's boring, and that's just it. But Braden, you can come to the Equip Expo. By the way, if you guys don't know what Equip is, it's an expo for outdoors, lawn, garden, equipment, tools, tractors, everything. And it's in Louisville, Kentucky, October the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th, I think. You can Google it. Tickets are $25 right now until the 7th of this month. So $25. I actually just bought my tickets today because I secured a farm sitter. So, love your hat. Thank you, Milo. Oh, man, those guys just left from Carolina Barn Builders, man. What a great job. Professional job. They did awesome. So, Braden wants me to do a video of the Massimo booth at the Equip Exposition Center. I wouldn't own a Massimo, dude. I don't like them. Anybody else have a Massimo side-by-side? Let's help Braden, because Braden's really been asking about this Massimo side-by-side for literally years. Does anybody else own a Massimo Walmart side-by-side? I say Walmart side-by-side. Does anybody own one of those? I've heard nothing good about them. And that's it. It's not me. I've just heard nothing good about them. What phone service? I've got Verizon. I see another problem. So as I stand here, I see work. So I'm going to turn off the electric fence real quick and go fix something so I don't get the snot shocked out of me. So the cows made a mud hole up here earlier. And the reason they made a mud hole is because the alleyway that they have to walk up through is pretty tight. We're going to fix that real quick, and you guys get to watch. What's your ratio to bull and female calves? Are you keeping... I'm keeping all the females that, most of the females. We're going to sell off some seed stock to people. So we'll probably sell 3 or 4 females and maybe a couple young bulls. I'm not positive yet. But all the males go for beef. Most of the females will stay here on the farm, and that fly will go away. Most people seem to use Razor side-by-sides. The Honda is where it's at, man. Once you find the right one, you might as well stick with it. I'm gonna move this fence wire out just a little bit. Let's pull it up and widen this out so that the girls don't make a mud hole again. Then we're going to pull this one up and widen it out too. Actually, this is where they have to come through in the morning. Yeah, I'll widen that out too. Now they won't concentrate so much in this muddy area. So that should dry out over the next day or so and they won't concentrate. Do you see what I did? I just widened this out by 40 feet. Easy, 30, 40 feet. Massimo side-by-sides are junk, says Stuart. When do you steer the bulls? So the young bulls, as soon as I get them on the other side of the farm, we'll run them through the chute and we'll make them into steers. And we'll just put a band on them. We'll band the young bulls and that's it. I may keep one bull, but I'm not positive yet. I have a Honda 420 Rancher. Love it. Yeah, I love mine. Have you considered checking out an electric side-by-side? Alan, yes. Dude, electric four-wheeler, electric side-by-side, I'd be all about it because I'm not riding it all day long. Why fly? You need to be on the camera. I'm not out riding it all day long. I'm out riding it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes at a time. So you could charge it up and run it all week long. So yes, I'm very, very interested. I don't know if that's going to come to fruition or not, but I'm extremely interested for sure. You're going to see some more electric tractor stuff coming out this weekend, and you guys are going to rip into me. And I'm opening up a forum to rip into me on this weekend's video about the electric tractor. I think the title of the video is going to be The Politics of Owning an Electric Tractor. And I'm going to let everybody just tell me why they hate it. Will there be a minimum beef order size? I may need to buy a second freezer. No. We're going to ship about 12 pounds and I'll put together packages. There'll be packages of 12 pounds. So you'll get a couple ribeyes, New York strip, whatever. There'll be different packages that you can order, all hamburger, but around 12 pounds is the mark for what I can ship affordably. So that's it. That fly has been bugging. Oh, it ain't just one. Remember, we're not sitting in our living room right here. There's thousands of flies out here all the time. But a testimony to the cows right now, 1 or 2 flies on the camera, 5 or 6 flies around, but there's manure pats everywhere, so flies bother them. I think electric tractors are good for small applications. Charged with solar panels is a great idea. I think so too. You don't need to fire up a big old diesel engine every single time you move something on the farm. You just don't need to do that. So electric UTV and ATVs are great for hunting because they're so quiet. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, that's one electric vehicle, EV, or ET is what I call it, electric tool, that I think most conservatives would stand by. I would love to see that technology get to where you could ride an electric side-by-side for 8 hours. It'd be awesome. How long does it usually rain for in a normal year? You can just Google search North Carolina average rainfall and you'll find that out. Do you still have a fly catchers around? Nope, I don't. Yeah, as diesel goes up, diesel's $4.41 in your area. Yeah, as diesel goes up, people start scratching their head about that electric tractor a little bit more. I don't know. Could it be that necessity dictates change? Could be. What is it? How does the saying go? Necessity dictates innovation, right? What about a golf cart? Can't get around this farm on a golf cart, man. It beat the teeth out of your head. Have you ever ridden a golf cart through a field? My neighbor's got a golf cart. Dude swears by it. His name is Tony. He's a great guy. Swears by that golf cart. Loves that golf cart. I said, Tony, man, I'm going to sell my... if I buy the Honda, I'm going to sell my Kubota RTV. You've ridden in it. You know what it is. And he's dead set on keeping that golf cart. It will beat the living tar out of you. You cannot ride through. But he doesn't have pastures like this. He just has little trails and stuff like that. So if it's good for him, it's good for him. It's good on gravel roads, but it still beat the teeth out of your head. And it's not as safe as riding a side-by-side. Necessity is the mother of invention. There you go. Desperation breeds inspiration, says Jared. James Voigt says, I'm buying an old tobacco farm with poor soil. What are important first steps to getting sheep or cows on the land? Get a good fence. Don't have your animals on the back of the truck without a good quality fence, man. I'm not sure where you're located, but I've got a ton of fencing videos, and you can contact the guys at Farm Fence Solutions. They'll point you to a good contractor or good fence wire to build your fence. So good fence, good fence, good fence, good fence, good perimeter fence. And then you can go in and do all this if you want to. Don't start with goats. That's my second piece of advice. Goats are little death machines. They're just trying to die all the time. If you do sheep, make sure you get the right kind of sheep, okay? Because they're always trying to die too. Susie's licking the fence. That's actually butthead. And the cows love to graze right next to the fence. People ask me all the time, man, it's time to spray your fence lines, ain't it? We don't spray fence lines. The cows will eat the fence line. If there's better grass or good grass on the fence line, that cow takes his tongue and just pulls that wire, pulls that fence, pulls that grass right over into the mouth of the cow. There's a deer way off over there you guys can't see. Grazing that pasture that I mowed the other day with all the weeds. How are you in the Miss Stony Ridge doing? We're doing good. We're doing good. Golf carts can have softer tires like an ATV to be an easier ride. They're just not built like an ATV for an easy ride, man. They just aren't. Does tall grass interfere with the fence? Nope. Questions. Good fences make good neighbors. I heard that, but good fences are expensive. So I raised goats for 26 years. They're a bunch of 2-year-olds. They're always getting into stuff. Philip's asking, does grass interfere with the electric fence performance? No, not really. Weeds, brush, debris, broadleaf stuff does. So grass typically doesn't hurt it, and the cows will graze right up underneath that fence and eat everything. So it doesn't affect the electric fence, and it doesn't affect the perimeter fence either really so much. I do have to go through and cut some weeds out of the fence, and I just ride along with the four-wheeler and the side-by-side. I'm always checking fences. So maybe today I cut 5 weeds out. Maybe tomorrow I cut 5 more weeds out. Maybe the next day I take a little chainsaw and I lop off some little trees that are growing. So do you turn your fence? Did I turn it back on? Ooh, did I? That's a good idea. Hold on. Look at you, smart guy. Oh, where is the button? There's the button. Good thinking, stinking. Yep, I turned it on. If you guys missed earlier in the video, I inhaled a bug, like it went straight in. If you back up to about 5 minutes into the video or 6 minutes, it went right down my throat. How much fossil fuel does it take to make electricity to charge the tractor? James Ross. Dude, I know what you're getting at, man. It takes no fossil fuel because the electric tractor is charged via solar. And you and I both know that a coal-burning electric plant is much more efficient at producing electricity than a home generator would be, right? So they have specific EPA regulations that they have to go through. I know what you're getting at, dude. And if you don't like the electric tractor, it's just fine. But mine is completely charged via solar. I have a solar battery bank up there that I charge throughout the day, plug in the tractor at night, but I don't have to charge it every day. I can go out here, move hay bales, move rocks, do everything that I need to do, mow a little pasture or whatever, and I don't have to charge it every day. So how much diesel did it take to make the battery and panels? I don't know. I don't know. How much diesel did it take to drive the train that came from the coal factory that's hauling it down to Blues Creek power plant? I don't know, but I do know that the train runs on diesel fuel that runs a generator that runs an electric motor that runs the train. The train is electric. I do know that. So you can, man, you can argue all you want to about battery technology. If you don't like it, don't buy it. I don't care. I don't care, man. I don't care. And I'm not for Mr. Biden's you have to have, or California's you have to have an electric vehicle. It's not realistic. The technology isn't there yet. But the first cars were electric. Let's rant. I guess I'm just kind of sick of closed-mindedness. I'm just sick of the ridiculous closed-mindedness that it takes to think that an electric tool is some sort of political agenda. If it is, then put away all your DeWalt drills and all your Milwaukee drills and all your Sawzalls and I mean, how much power did it take to make my solar electric fence charger? I don't know. Was it cheaper or less burdenous to manufacture my solar electric fence charger than it is to manufacture a plug-in electric fence charger? I don't know. Solar ain't free. The setup is expensive. The disposal's messy. There are many, dude, I will totally agree with you that we're not doing away with fossil fuels. So anybody that wants to argue that, it's a moot point, dude. I totally agree. We're not doing away with fossil fuels. Look, we're not doing away with fossil fuels. An electric tractor is in no way a threat to your way of life. It isn't. It just simply isn't. If I bought a Tesla, it'd be my choice. And I have the choice and the freedom in this country of the United States of America as a veteran to go buy a Tesla if I want it. Don't I? But I want to keep that freedom, right? I want the freedom to go buy a 69 Mustang or a 2023 Tesla, right? That's what it's about. I don't think it's about the fight about electric tractor versus gas versus this. I think it's the mandate that scares people. Anytime you feel like you're getting something shoved down your throat and they're going to mandate that you do that, make you and force you to do that, that takes away freedom. And that's not right. That's not what it's all about. So, that's it. The first cars were electric. Follow the money, guys. Follow the money right to the oil well. Follow it. But we can't do without the oil well. We can't do without petroleum. Look. That's made of petroleum-based products. The handles on this gate are made of petroleum. The the battery charger is made of petroleum. The battery itself is made of petroleum. The four-wheeler plastic is made of petroleum. Each step-in post has a plastic insulator made of petroleum. So that's it. Joe Biden can say all he wants to about electric. This is Richard. I'm reading his comment. Joe Biden can say all he wants to about electric vehicle stoves, but he needs to keep his mouth shut about restricting my beer to 2 beers a week. I don't know nothing about that. It's only political because the government is making it so electric is awesome. But so is my gas guzzling muscle car and 4x4. And it's like this. Do what you do, whatever makes you happy. But if I show you that I'm using some electric technology and it's coming, electric zero turns are coming. I'm already using electric weed whackers. I'm using electric tools. I'm using electric hedge clippers. I'm using electric pole saws. I'm using electric chainsaws. It just makes sense. Especially think about this as like a young woman goes and buys a new home and she can't or doesn't, and I'm not just picking on women here, but I'm picking on the fact that most people don't know it's not women, it's people. And it's education. We have been educated to think that we are above the understanding how an internal combustion engine works, right? We're above that, okay? That's why people don't know how engines start. So if you go to any major city or any small town, you go down the first couple weeks of spring when the grass starts to pop and the yards and the curbs are littered with push mowers, weed whackers, chainsaws, and all matter of gas-powered implements. So is the service shop, which you can't find anybody to work anymore, so they won't work on the stuff. And they charge you more than it's worth to even work on it. So take a weed eater in to your local weed eater dealer, a weed whacker, take it into your local weed whacker dealer and tell them, I need you to service this, and it won't start. It's going to cost more to fix it than it would to buy a new one. So people are throwing them in the landfill and buying a new one, right? Or the shop is taking it, fixing it, and selling it used, or there's used dealers all over everywhere. So that being said, people don't know how to work on stuff anymore, and that's why we're leaning toward electrical. I understand that battery technology is not where it needs to be, but it's going to get there, and it won't ever get there if we don't have companies getting out here and being innovative like Solectrac, like Toro, like Cub Cadet. There's gosh, I'm spacing out what the electric UTV companies are out there. American Landmaster have an electric UTV. So just understand that. Would be cool to put a solar panel on the roof. Can't put a solar panel on the roof of a tractor because it gets the snot beat out of it. That's why you don't see that. First cars invented ran on electricity. Amen. So, little green initiative, a little political grab, reducing carbon footprint. It's not helping the planet. Well, brother, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if my electric tractor or my electric weed eater or my electric drill is helping the planet. I care that it's functional, takes less time, less energy, and less gas, and costs me less to run it. Manufacturing is manufacturing. All the stuff's made overseas anyway. Nothing's in America anymore because you go to try to buy an American. Let's get on a made in America rent. Dude, we are Milo. You're preaching to me, and I've seen your comments before. I know. I am with you, dude. I am with you. I agree with you. Okay? You're not going to get an argument from me. I know that battery technology isn't where it needs to be. I know. Okay? I know we're not going to do away with fossil fuels. I know it. You're not offending me. I know. I know. We all know. And I know you're standing on the soapbox right now about it. And because you're passionate about it and you care about it, right? I know. You know. We know. But do the politicians who never ever mow their own yard know? No, these people don't mow their own yard. These people don't live in the same world that we live in. These people are idiots. They're running our country into the ground, handing out all of our financials, taxing the snot out of us, feeding the people that are too lazy to work. Good gracious, man. I know. What a broken system we have, right? We're good, Milo. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. So it is a personal choice. If you want to go buy a Tesla, you are free to do it. If you want to go buy an electric tractor, you're free to do it. If you want to complain about it, you are free to do it, man. You're absolutely free to do it. It is a personal choice. I will tell you, I would rather have an electric ATV or an electric side-by-side and a 130 horsepower electric tractor out here mowing and charging it all 100% off grid on solar. I would love to have that because all I'd be doing is changing gear oil and hydraulic fluid, right? Less moving parts, less everything. So Mark Berry says, I bought a Toyota RAV4. It gets 11 kilometers per tank, and I love it. I don't know, Americans don't even know how to think in kilometers. When Jesus comes back, it won't matter, says Lee. Woo! Dude, when Jesus comes back, I'll make sure that I have both a Tesla and a 69 Camaro for him to choose from. if he comes back to this farm. So he can go EV if he wants to. Absolutely. We can't live our lives on the basis of when Jesus comes back, blah, blah, blah. We can't live our lives not thinking about tomorrow. We have to live our lives thinking about tomorrow. We have to live our lives thinking about our wallets. We have to live our lives thinking about our children, my unborn children, our cows, our land, the fences, the grass, everything around us. We have to live our lives. So I'll tell you, I do my very best to do what's right and be good to the environment. That's what I do. And that's all that anybody can do. I try not to let litter blow out the back of my pickup truck. I don't throw beer cans in the river. But guys, just do the best that you can. That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. I live out here in the wide open space with very few neighbors, and I'm very blessed to live this life out here. I've gone to the city. I was in Charlotte not too long ago, and it's ridiculous. The traffic is ridiculous. The people are ridiculous. The rudeness of people is ridiculous. I prefer to be out here away from people if I possibly can. So, Mary, I would say I have made the environment a lot better here on the farm for sure. Guys, this was all bare dirt. This is all bare dirt. This is an overgrown tobacco farm with no topsoil. And I go out here now and I can scratch back and I can get good black soil. That's saying something. You don't see that around here. So, yeah, very blessed. Very, very blessed for sure. I'm a staunch conservative, Philip the Wise says, and I use solar panels as well. Nothing wrong with supplementing what we have already. I've been reached out to by a solar panel company, a solar company that does all these installations, and they're trying to get me to buy into producing 1 megawatt of power here on the farm and sell power back to the power company. I think it's a scam. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. I think it's a scam. I think it's a sham. I think it's a scam, whatever. Maybe it's not. And if it's not, you'll see it on the farm. But if it is, you won't see it. There's all sorts of, they tell me about this $1 million grant and this $100,000, $500,000 grant for this and this and this. I'm like, look, dude, if you want to come and put solar on the farm, come and put solar on the farm, but I don't need to know about $5 million grant for this and $100 million grant for that. And I don't need to know. You're a company that's milking the government and trying to get free money. No. Don't forget to put your fence back. So the fence is good. I did turn it back on though. Just arrived. How's the calf? We'll watch from the beginning. Calf is better, doing better. She still has a slight limp, but she's doing much, much, much better. Now, fingers crossed that the cows, in fact, I will go live in the morning on the Cows and Coffee live stream channel for you guys. So be sure there's a link down there in the video description on the regular YouTube channel. If you're watching now, go over there, subscribe to the Cows and Coffee. I'll go live out here and we'll see if they bust through this new fence right here. I just put this fence in. Yesterday, I just put one in over there and they busted through it in the middle of the night last night. So the goal is to get them out here and let them learn where the fence wire is in the daylight. Today I have 350-mile range over 200-mile-per-hour top end. Yeah. Sean with Keeping It Dutch said in the month of September, October, and November, there's going to be another shutdown worse than this. You can believe whatever Dutch says, man. We never thought this would happen. I can't believe this happened again. I like Dutch. Dutch is a good dude. But what I don't do on this channel and what I will never do is I will never, and I'm not saying that Dutch does this, I am saying that other channels do this. They use the hype of the economy crashing and the world coming down around us to get views. And that's not what I'm going to do. I will use the fact that the food in our grocery stores is garbage. It's not real. It's a bunch of chemical crap. And I don't know how they get away with pushing that stuff. It's causing an obesity epidemic. I'm a registered nurse. I know this. I know what good food is. I know what real food is. And I don't believe that the stuff that's being pawned off as food in the grocery store is good. So I will talk to you about that. That's for sure. So, and I will talk to you about preparing yourself with food. It's not somebody else's job to feed you. Is it? Since when did we get in society? Since when did we get to the point where we were above making and planning for our own survival, our own food? When did we get above that? I don't know. I don't know. Your comment there, Lubas Fargesio, I can't, I have no idea what you're typing out there. So much to read. Having an identity crisis. I just realized my Razor is battery powered. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that makes you. Get back to Food Fridays and using the Traeger. Got some stuff coming out pretty soon, for sure. The Food Fridays videos don't get very many views. Neither do the live streams. I don't know. People just don't want to see what real farms are all about. There has to be some sort of hype or some sort of mess all the time going on. On this farm, there's not drama all the time. We do have a cow that injured its leg. They did bust through the little fence yesterday, but it's not the end of the world. And I'm not going to make it the end of the world. So if you want to watch all the channels that are pumping out hype all the time, we never thought this would happen. Oh my goodness, the pigs ate the chickens, you know. If every video is some sort of tragedy or craziness, is it real? Is that real? I know I got some fence wires on the ground, Edmund. Thank you. Did you hear that red-tailed hawk just now? Yeah, these fence wires are okay to be on the ground, buddy. Right on. Well, we'll be doing more Food Fridays for sure. Awesome. No more politics. It's not really politics. It's just talking about life and what's going on. However, I do think it's ridiculously closed-minded to take your politics and let them guide you in a direction that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And it also take your politics and point you in a direction that makes you less, how do I say this? Less of a Christian, right? Less of a Christian. That's what I want to say. So when you put your Jesus behind your politics by saying things like FJB, by saying that you got to pray for our country, pray for poor Joe, because I don't think poor Joe really knows what's going on. And I think even those who support him know this. I don't think he really knows what's going on. Look at that sunset. That is a gorgeous sunset back there, isn't it? I don't think he knows what's going on. I don't know. What do you guys think? This isn't politics. This is just talking about the dude, the guy himself. What do you guys think? Does he know what's going on? We don't need a society of my daddy's bigger than your daddy or my daddy can kick your butt. We don't need that. We don't need to pick a side. This isn't teams, okay? This isn't Ohio State versus Michigan, okay? These aren't teams. This is our country, and these are our people. So, yeah. I don't know. He has issues. I'm with you. Everybody, yeah. I don't know how. I honestly think his administration is running things, but I don't think he can't put a sentence together, man. And that's not a political rant, and that's not telling you my political beliefs, but it's hard for me to believe that man is making decisions for our country. It's pretty embarrassing. And I think anybody in reality that listened to him or had him on TV talking would probably, if they're honest with themselves, would probably say the same thing. It's not a speech impediment, I don't think. I don't know if a speech impediment can make you say things like that, but we're going to go check the chickens real quick. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Look at that sunset. Man, look at this. That's a pretty sunset. He's being abused for political agenda, should be under serious medical supervision, says Milo. I wouldn't say he's being abused. He signed up for it. That's it. Do you guys like the title to the last video I posted about the UPS drivers? Fussed at about that one. I changed the title this morning because I kept getting fussed at. Those UPS drivers, they work really hard. They're making darn good money, and they're out there, and they're working hard. I agree. But what good is the darn air conditioner in a UPS truck, the car that the door is open on all the time, and they're hopping in and out 500 times a day? I agree it's hard work, and I think they're very well compensated. When you fill out a job application to be a delivery driver for UPS, you know that the truck don't got air conditioning. It's hot in the summer, it's cold in the winter, it's rainy sometimes, it's windy sometimes, it's snowy sometimes. It's the same dang thing out here, and you don't hear me crying about it. I'm not going to demand air conditioning on my four-wheeler. I'm just going to get fresh air. But they do have tough work conditions, I agree, and I think that they're very well compensated for it. I got ripped into on that video title. The video really didn't have any content about UPS or FedEx drivers or anything like that, but I just thought it would make a catchy title. Some UPS drivers leave too many packages at random houses. Laziness. I don't know. My UPS driver's awesome. He's a good dude. When the gate is open down here, and it's not open very much, but when it is open, he'll bring the package all the way up to the gate. FedEx won't do it. Amazon won't do it. DHL won't do it. None of the other delivery companies bring it to my porch. USPS won't do it. US Postal Service won't do it. So, yeah. Great president said a few years back, folks should go home, work hard, look after their family, community. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Well, guys, the chickens have gone in to roost. I am going in to roost also. So I have to sit up, and I'll be doing taxes for probably the next little bit. I've got to swing by a buddy's house real quick before it gets dark here. He only lives about 5 minutes away to look at a hay feeder for my stepdad. He needs a horse hay feeder ring. And we may be building that out with some skids on it so that he can move it around the pasture, because he's into the rotational grazing thing now too, which is really cool. So how lumber you have stickered. The lumber's doing good, man. Everything's good to go. I'm an assistant driver for UPS. People wouldn't believe the shipping load nowadays. I get it. Hey, man, I totally get it, brother. Totally get it. Here's the deal. If you don't like your job, don't change jobs, right? If you don't like your job, if you think your job is overworking you or doing something to you that's wrong, leave. Find a new job. Everybody's hiring. Literally everybody's hiring. I have a hard time not saying that. Every time I see somebody standing on a street corner with a sign that says, need help, standing right beside a sign that says help wanted, I have a hard time dealing with that. Mentally, it messes with my mind. It's true. If you don't like your job, move somewhere else, says Ziggy. It's the truth, man. It's the truth. When you guys get done, get off of here. Go over, if you want to, go over and check out Wrangler Star's channel. He just did a little review of that song that's ever so popular on YouTube right now. It's being pushed. It's the top of the list of everything that I click. I have yet to click it, but Wrangler Star did a review of it. Go over there, tell him Stony Ridge Farmer sent you, and he just broke that song apart and analyzed it. And part of that song says, doing bullcrap work for bullcrap pay. Well, if you're not happy with your current station in life, then do something to change it. And what Wrangler Star said basically was, hey, if you're not happy with what you're doing in life, Go get a trade. Go learn a trade. Mechanic, electrician, plumber, heating and air conditioning, carpentry, roofing, anything and everything. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to have a college degree. Have a skill. And being a FedEx or a UPS driver is unskilled labor. The skill is driving, I guess. Um, and as you guys well know, the Amazon driving skill, look at those vans. They are beat to snot. So I think I'm of the opinion that a guy could go mow yards in his neighborhood and probably make 100 grand a year. Just mowing yards, just taking a daggone $3,500 zero turn and going out there and being ambitious. So I don't know. I worked for 45 years, got sick of the politics, so I retired. Well, there you go. We do have a beautiful sunset, guys. Folks, I'm going to go bye-bye. Thank you all so much. Hit that like button on the way out the door. We got 400 of you in here and only 416 of you and 278 likes. So hit that like button, guys. I, again, encourage you. Work hard, take care of your families, pray hard, and take care of yourselves, guys. Do what makes you happy, for sure. Thank you. Take care. Have a great day. Politics are lame, Ziggy. I agree. But everything's political nowadays. Even those chickens are political. That's why they have a big American flag door. Take care, guys. See you next time on the Stony Ridge. Give me a big woo on the way out. We got 297 likes. Hit that like button on the way out, guys. Take care.